Hey guys, welcome back to Gabe's Garage. What I'm about to show you is simple, but there's not a lot of information or videos out there, so I decided to make a quick video for you guys that want to put this kit together. This is the SOHO Motorsports Stillen Supercharger kit, and this is how it looks now. You got the two intakes running down. Really big intercooler in the front. Back to the supercharger, and that's a blower valve, intake manifold. Some of you already gonna have this intake manifold. Here's the things that I don't like about it. First off, you have this block of plate where the old intercooler used to be. Okay, I know it looked very simple online, right? They're not gonna tell you this, and all they're gonna show you is, oh yeah, you just take the intercooler out and stamp the other one, the plate in there, you block it, and it's all good, it's done. Well, it's not as simple. Let me show you why. When you try to take it off, it's gonna hit right here, and it's not gonna come off. Okay, so in order to take it off, you're gonna have to take your intake manifold off, and all you're gonna see is the outside bolts on it. And in order to take the inside bolts, you have to have a special tool to get under the intake and get the bolts out. Really a lot of work. So what I recommend doing is what I did. You can cut this bracket right here, trim it down, and you still have thread if you have to use it. My buddies was not using it for anything, so he gave me the go. That way I didn't have to take the intake manifold off. Another thing that I don't like, it's gonna be, there's not, like I say, there's not a lot of instructions on it. You can see right here where I cut the core support in order to fit the piping in there. Okay, that's one thing you're gonna have to do. The next thing that they don't tell you is that you have to cut a little bit on the frame in order for the supercharger to fit with the housing going that way where you're supposed to go. Now, in order to do that, there's not a lot of space, so what you have to do, most of you don't gonna want to do this, but this is really the only way to do it. You're gonna have to take the supercharger off, because in order to rotate the housing, there's screws in there and there and there, and you can maybe flip it, but if you try to do that, you're not gonna have enough space to cut the frame in there. So you're just gonna have to remove the supercharger, cut the frame without damaging the AC lines. And then another thing is gonna be the filter. Like, there's really no space for any of these, so the filter, you might want to put it before you install the supercharger. Like I said, there's no space at all. That's really it. I mean, aside from that, it's a good kit, and I think performance wise it's gonna be better. For some things we don't know yet because we haven't tried. He's gonna go to the get it tuned tomorrow. But the other thing that I'm kind of curious about is the front of the intercooler. It's pretty much blocking everything. It's blocking the radiator, it's blocking the power steering cooler, it's blocking the oil cooler he got. This is a drift car, so I'm wondering if that's gonna affect it or not. We don't know yet. And the last thing was this hose. This hose right here, I feel like it was kind of short. It could have been longer. A lot of people complain about just buying another one. We make it work, but like I say, it's a really tight space, so that's about it. It sounds really good. Let me show y'all what it sounds like. It's a pretty cool kit, don't get me wrong. just we kind of wish we had all this information before we started. Oh, the last thing is gonna be the reservoir. Somehow we have to either make another bracket, or I don't know how we're gonna make it work, because the reservoir is supposed to be here, and right now the inner cooler piping is on the way, so we cannot leave it right there, because as soon as he steers, this tire is gonna rub here. So one thing I have to mention is you probably used to turbo cars, and the blow valve work completely different from a turbo car on a supercharger. And I'm telling you this because it might throw you off. On a supercharger, the way it works is the blow valve is always open until you get on gas. Why? Because supercharger is always putting air through, while the turbo will not be spinning unless you give it gas. So all that air has to go somewhere else. So what it happens is it's gonna open the valve when the car is idle, and it's gonna be throwing a lot of air through here. You're gonna be like, well, something is wrong here. Nothing is wrong. That's exactly how it works. And once you get on gas, then the blow valve closes, so it pressurizes the system. So like I say, a lot of things that I don't like about it, but it's a pretty cool kit. So I hope these information was good for you guys, and I hope it was helpful. That's it.